beast! Ah!
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Not the Bees, the Nicolas Cage filmography podcast. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Megs.
And this week we watched 1997's Con Air, otherwise known as Elizabeth's favorite Nicolas Cage movie. Con Air it stars Nicolas Cage and everyone ever.
Everyone ever.
Colm Meaney, Micheletti Williamson, John Malkovich, Ving Rhames, Dave Chappelle, Steve Buscemi, Danny Trejo, MC Gainey, John Cusack, Monica Potter, and of course, Nicolas fucking Cage. I love this movie so much. I cannot do anything but gush about this. So the movie opens up with a voiceover talking about the Army Rangers who are in battle in what must have been the first Gulf War. And we see Nick Cage getting off of a boat and walking up to the oyster bar where he comes back to his wife, Monica Potter, and he throws his arms around her. He asks how his baby is doing, and then he has this cute little exchange where he talks to her belly. And they are interrupted by a drunken asshole. They ignore the drunken asshole who is not happy about being ignored. Cut to later that night, it's raining, and Nicolas Cage, his character's name is Cameron Poe. Cameron and his wife are going to their car, and they see the three drunken hillbillies, three drunken assholes, and the assholes start fighting. They get Nicolas Cage down on the ground, and his Army Ranger training kicks in. He breaks a guy's arm, and he jumps up, and he punches this guy with an uppercut to the nose, and he dies. And next scene is in the courthouse where his lawyer is telling him, you need to plead guilty and you will get 4 years in prison. And if you don't plead guilty, maybe serve one. But if you don't plead guilty, you're looking at 15 years. So Cameron Poe pleads guilty, and the judge is like, I always thought this was absolutely ridiculous, but the judge says, with your Army training, you are a deadly weapon, and it's not a fair fight, even though there were three drunk assholes against one Cameron Poe. It's not a fair fight because you have Army training, and I'm sentencing you to 7 to 10 years in prison. So then we have the opening credits, and it's a montage of him in prison, working out, reading, writing letters to his daughter, reading letters from his daughter. And time passes, and it's been 7 years, and he's getting out of prison. And he and his cellmate, who is Micheletti Williamson, his character's name is Baby O. He and Baby O are catching a ride on Con Air. And they explain that the U.S. Marshals Service transfers prisoners all of the time, and they are transferring a large number of prisoners to the new Supermax prison in Alabama. And Cameron Poe is just hitching a ride on this plane to go home. The plane is filled with the worst of the worst. All of these people are facing life. Some of them are facing the death row. And we're going to put them all on one plane because that seems like a good idea.
Right.
So that's where we meet our convicts. We meet Diamond Dog Jones, played by Ving Rhames. We meet Cyrus the Virus Grissom, played by John Malkovich. We meet Pinball Parker, played by Dave Chappelle.
Johnny 23, played by Danny Trejo.
And he looks so young. Danny Trejo looks
fucking young.
So young in this movie. And the plane takes off, and no sooner does the plane take off than Diamond Dog and the Virus are like getting little pins out of their skin. Like they've smuggled pins.
Yeah, they look like finishing nails or something.
Yeah, under their skin. And they're pulling those out, and they use those to uncuff themselves. Pinball creates a diversion by setting somebody on fire, and all hell breaks loose on the plane. Our convicts very quickly overpower our guards, and the convicts now have the plane. They order the pilot to follow his normal instructions and land in Carson City. There's a sandstorm in Carson City, which is helping the convicts, but so it's supposed to be 6 prisoners are supposed to get off in Carson City and 10 are supposed to come on. So they make sure that they have 6 prisoners, and they fill those ranks out with some guards. They put hoods over them, they gag them. The transfer goes according to plan. Pinball takes the transponder and puts it on a different plane, but he fails to get back on the Con Air plane. He tries really hard. He grabs onto the landing gear, but he doesn't.
Ends up being crushed by it.
He ends up getting crushed by it. He doesn't make it back onto the plane. So the plane takes off from Carson City, and Poe is like, "Where are we going?" And the virus tells him, "We're going to Lerner Airfield." So they're dragging. They don't know why they're dragging, but the landing gear isn't all the way up, and they send Poe down into the hold to figure it out, and that's where they find Pinball's body. He writes a letter on Pinball's shirt to John Cusack, our marshal.
U.S. Air Marshal. That scene is just insane when he drops him from the plane.
Drops him from the plane with this note on his shirt that says, "We're going to Lerner Airfield." And Pinball's body falls out of the sky, crushes a car. Other cars are hitting this car. It's a huge pile up. On the ground, John Cusack is trying to figure out why this Army Ranger named Cameron Poe, who was just hitching a ride home, didn't get off the plane when he had a chance to. And the reason Poe didn't get off the plane when he had a chance to is because there are 2 people on board the plane that he feels bound to protect. One is Baby O, his cellie. The other is a female guard. And Johnny 23 is already threatening to rape her. So Poe feels bound by duty to protect these 2 people and didn't get off the plane when he had the chance. Con Air lands at Lerner Airfield. John Cusack has beaten them there by mere minutes, and he is hiding out amongst the stuff at the airfield because it's an abandoned airfield. It's just a boneyard, really. All of the convicts get off. They're gonna have to dig the plane out. They one of the prisoners that they took on in Carson City is this big drug kingpin. And the kingpin, this was all set up so that the kingpin would take Cyrus the Virus with him and the other inmates on a jet to a non-extradition country. But dun dun dun, the drug kingpin is not true to his word. He tries to leave them behind and instead gets blown up for his trouble.
Which is so strange because drug dealers and drug lords are just so trustworthy.
Mm-hmm. The cavalry is coming. The convicts can see the convoy coming. So they stop digging the plane out and they set a trap. Cameron Poe is running around looking for a syringe for Baby O to take his insulin with. A huge firefight ensues. All of the convicts get back on the plane. Plane takes off again. They've got one engine shot out. They're losing fuel fast. Cameron Poe very quickly is able to take control of the plane by beating up Cyrus and Diamond Dog and gets into the cockpit. And the DEA agent, played by Cole Meany, is trying to shoot the plane down. And Cameron Poe gets on the radio and is like, no, I've got control of the plane. Don't shoot it down. So rather than shoot it down over an unpopulated space, the plane is now flying over Las Vegas. They're not going to make it to the Las Vegas International Airport. They're going to set down right on the Strip. And they plow into the sands. And everybody there's chaos. People are getting off the plane. Baby O is saved. The female guard is saved. And then Cameron Poe looks up and he sees Cyrus on the back of a fire engine. So now Cameron and John Cusack are on police motorcycles and they're chasing Cyrus, and they drive through Fremont Street, and then there's a fight scene on the fire truck as the truck is driving through a tunnel, which, like, there are no tunnels in Vegas, so I don't know where the hell that is. And Poe saves the day. And Cyrus the Virus is crushed by a rock breaking
It's like
machine.
a hydraulic weight or something.
Yeah, crushed to death by that. Poe is reunited with his wife and daughter, and a lovely country western love song plays over the background. And I love this movie so much. I love this movie so much. And it holds up. This was made in 1997, and it still holds up as a great action movie. There is suspense, especially with Steve Buscemi in the scene where he's playing with the little girl. There is raucous action. There are great big personalities. I love this movie. What did you think of it, Megs?
This movie's hot. This movie is hot. It's been 27 years since this movie was made, and like, it's the only movie that I've ever looked at John Malkovich and been like, yes, daddy. 100%. Nicolas Cage has never been hotter in any movie. Ving Rhames is like a fucking god. Danny Trejo can get it. Like, this movie fucks. This movie fucks. Like,
Nick Cage is fucking ripped in this.
Ripped! I mean, he is stacked on stacked on stacked in this movie.
I like his little Alabama accent.
His accent work is very good, yeah.
There's an internal quietude to his performance, but when he needs to bust it out, he busts it out.
Yeah. His entire character is very, very well fleshed out. You can tell the overall tone that he was trying to take with the character is, you know, just a good old boy. He's a Southern good old boy. He's from Alabama, which is why he's on this transport to go home anyways. He's been paroled. He's a guy, and there's a line in the film between U.S. Marshal Larkin, John Cusack, and Cameron Poe, which also amazing character names.
Yes.
Poe is such a good name. But like there's this scene where they finally meet up, and they're at Lerner Airfield, and John Cusack has just beat them there, and somehow while he's running around looking for a syringe for Daddy-O, Poe runs into him, hiding out in the same secret hangar where Sandino's secret private jet is hiding from the convicts. And he goes, you know, I've read your file. Like, you're an Army Ranger. You're clearly a good guy. You just keep getting caught in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And that seems to be what happens for most of this. But for this film specifically, his character, he was in the very right place at the very right time. He's the only person that could have done this. The characters, honestly, all of them, all of our main convicts had such great character work.
I do want to say it feels like for an ensemble piece where you have to serve, 15 different masters, all of them are really well fleshed out. All of them have good motivation. They all have good lines. They all are fully formed characters with their own unique things about them.
Yeah. I honestly
it's a testament to the writing. It's a testament to the writing.
It really is, because you would expect all of the convicts to just be like these hard-ass horrible people. And while they are
characters, and they could have very easily been one note, and they're not.
They're not. John Malkovich's character, Cyrus the Virus, he is very well educated. He holds, I think, like a doctorate in law that he gained in prison. These are intelligent men. And the writing speaks to that. And their characters are so very separate. Like, Steve Buscemi has, it's honestly one of his... I love seeing people that have been, for the most part, comedic actors turn to drama pieces. I think Steve Buscemi does drama so fucking well.
Yeah.
And his character is not one that you would expect, right? Like, he looks like an absolute creep because he's Steve Buscemi and he's got the eyes and the thing that makes him unique. But his character is very quiet and very, very internal and very
off-putting.
Yeah,
very off-putting,
but also very poetic in some in ways. There's one character who's very intimidating. He's one of the big guys that they put in the cells around the outside of the plane, like they did with Cyrus and Diamond Dog. I can't remember what his character's name is. It's escaping me off the top of my head. Bill something, whatever. There's this exchange between him and Poe, and Poe's very cool and calm and collected about the whole thing, and like basically just throws fire right back at him, and he walks away, and Steve Buscemi's character is like, you know, pick whatever cliche you want. You know, his mom didn't love him enough, pick Last for Sports, whatever. But moments of levity now cause that man like actual pain. And I'm like,
yeah,
how insightful is that? There's also another really great line after they have they landed at Lerner Airfield, but they've successfully gotten the plane back into the air, even though one of the engines is on fire, even though they're losing fuel. They're still fucking flying to try to find somewhere to go. And they're all of a sudden partying. And he's sitting there and he's talking to Poe, and he goes, define irony. A bunch of lunatics dancing on an airplane to a song made famous by a band that died on an airplane because they're listening to Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
It's just, there's so much about this movie that is so amazing. There's so many quotable lines from it. It's constant urgency. Like, it's a 2-hour just thrill ride of the weirdest things that you would expect to see and very smart plot devices. Now, is it a ridiculous movie?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Like it, and I mean the ratings or the critics' ratings on that on like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that. It shows that this is clearly a ridiculous movie. And honestly, I think they were just trying to have a lot of fun with everything that they were doing, and they wanted to make it really actiony. And honestly, we really don't have a whole lot of action movies that take place on airplanes. There's a few, but this one was just done at a time when, like, I think the most relevant one at that point was maybe the movie Airplane, which is a comedy, and not having any kind of stakes like this at all. This movie is good. The writing is good. It's well acted. The cast was amazing, and they were hot.
And it's well directed, and this is Simon West's first film. Other movies of his that he has done that I fucking love include The Expendables 2, and he directed a bunch of the series Human Target, which I loved. But you said Rotten Tomatoes. You're right. It has a 58% on the tomato meter from the critics, but it's got a 75% audience rating.
Yeah.
Because the audience is smart and loves this movie like I love this movie. I love this movie so goddamn much.
It's so good. It's so good.
One of my favorite things about this movie is that when the Sands Hotel went to close in Vegas, they literally used the Sands Hotel to film the airplane crashing through the front doors. That's how they destroyed the Sands. It's brilliant. Just brilliant. You can't CGI that shit.
No. And like when they set up the trap at the boneyard at Lerner Airfield for the cavalry that's coming in, that was really smart. It was executed well. John Cusack gets to drive a bunch of very heavy machinery.
Yeah.
The drug lord Sandino, when he tries to make his escape on his plane, at this point the only person that's even surviving in that hidden hangar is the pilot, because Poe has already gone in there and killed everyone while he's looking for a syringe for Baby-O. So he runs in and he tries to get in the plane. They fly out of the hangar. Well, they don't fly out. They drive out of the hangar, and they're trying to get enough speed so they can take lift off. And he just sees this like crane looking thing, and he just goes and jumps in it. Doesn't know if it's going to turn on, where the keys are, if it's got gas, whatever. But like he's able to take the arm of it and push it down just in time to cut the plane in half.
Yeah.
To stop. Like, that was awesome. He drove a bulldozer through the pathway in the boneyard to stop the attack. It's great.
I think one of the things that I really like about this movie is that there's no one in this movie is dumb. Even Colm Meaney's character, who is a hard ass and a dick,
Yes.
and is wrong about everything,
literally everything,
is not stupid and is not played for laughs, and it's not played for dumbness. He is there to serve his purpose of being the hard-ass DEA agent who plays by his own rules, you know? And I love Colm Meaney mostly from Star Trek, where he's just shit upon constantly. Like,
of course.
The universe does not like Miles O'Brien, who is his character in Star Trek. But I love me some Colm Meaney, and he's just wrong about everything in this movie, but he's not dumb.
He's not, but that also brings up a good point, is the whole reason his character is even in this film is because they're planting a DEA agent on the plane with the convicts, because in Carson City, we're picking up the drug lord Sandino. He's from the DEA. They're trying to interrogate him about something or other related to the cartel. So he doesn't even get to accomplish this.
No.
Because he keeps fucking up. And Larkin tells him at the beginning, your guy's not getting on this plane with a weapon. This is a prison transport. There's one gun in the cockpit. We have an arsenal in the belly of the plane, but otherwise, there's no weapons on this flight. It's too dangerous. And, like, even though everybody's, like, handcuffed in and locked into their cells, and then they go to put him on the plane, and what does Colm Meaney do?
He slips his man a gun.
He slips his man a fucking gun. So when all hell starts to break loose, there's a point where it could have been taken back under control, but he decides instead of letting that go, he's going to be macho
and be a cowboy about it. He tries to be a cowboy about it, and it doesn't work out well for him.
Goes disastrously. And I think this is probably one of the funniest things that happens in the entire movie, right? So when we find out that they're on the way to Lerner Airfield because a letter has literally been dropped from the sky for Agent Larkin, he goes to try to get a plane, and there's no planes, there's no copters left. It's clear to him already that the transponder that they're following is in the wrong plane. And he can't get a plane, and the guy in the hangar, he's like, there's none left, but if you have a really fast car, it's only about 50 minutes you could make it. It's only about an hour away. So he goes to get in his car, but right next to his car is parked Colm Meaney's Corvette in the handicap spot, because that's where he parked it, like an asshole.
Yes.
So rather than take his beat up shitty car, he decides to take the Corvette instead. And he parks it in some like barn or something that's in this airfield. And as the convicts are taking off, Poe has tried to keep them grounded by hooking the plane to a very large concrete column that they just shoot through it easily. Like it was laughable how easy they shot through that column. Anyways, because the column has snapped now, you got this rope with this giant hook on it that's flying around behind them trying to pick up everything, and it ends up in this barn where the Corvette is, underneath of the Corvette, and it hooks into the Corvette. And there's a scene where they're flying with the Corvette just hanging out the ass end of the plane. And one of the U.S. Marshals goes, hey, isn't that your car? He goes, no, it's impossible. Left mine at the office. And then they hit the watchtower, and the car falls off and lands right in front of them. And he picks up his license plate, and his license plate is a vanity plate, and I think it says ass kicker.
Yes.
And he's like, shit. It's so funny, and it's so good. Like, you're just laughing because it's ridiculous. And there's a scene during that where, like, Poe is trying to get, after he's given Baby-O the shot, he's trying to get Baby-O and the female guard off the plane. And as they're trying to run to the ramp at the end of the plane, it's ascending. So when they get to the end, they realize they can't jump off, but they see this car hooked to it. And Poe goes, if this were any other day, that would be strange.
Yes.
I think that we've talked about this now for almost, I think like 25 minutes. We have yet to say the most quotable line from that movie.
So all of their stuff is being stored in the belly of the plane. And they discover this when Poe goes down to release Pinball's body from the landing gear. They go back up, and Diamond Dog tells someone, I forget who, that their stuff's in the belly of the plane. So he goes down there and he's looking through Poe's stuff. Poe comes down, they fight. The man has picked up from Poe's belongings this little stuffed bunny rabbit. And Poe comes down and sees him and just says, "Put the bunny back in the box." And the guy is like, "You are a free man. What are you doing still on this plane? I knew you weren't for real." And he just goes, "I said, put the bunny back in the box."
So good.
And then they fight. And he kills
And then
him.
he dies.
Yeah.
And that character's name, it's the same character that I couldn't remember earlier. That's Billy Bedlam.
Billy Bedlam.
That's his character's name. Played by the wonderful Nick Chinland. It's so good. And the whole point of the bunny even, and like the whole point of this movie is really just about homecoming, right? Because at the beginning of the film, when we find out that he's going to be paroled and sent home, it's not just that he's being sent home, it's also
his daughter's
birthday. It's the same day, and he's never met her.
She's turning 7.
Yeah. And I just have to say, regarding his daughter, she was very cute through the whole movie. Up until the point that they're reunited, she looked so uncomfortable.
Yes.
But I think I'm just chalking that up to her just being a child, and some child actors are great and some are not, and that's really not anybody's fault. They're kids. But yeah, this movie is great. This movie has something for everyone. It's actiony, it's romantic, it's intelligent, it's thrilling. There's a constant sense of urgency, so like you don't know what's going to happen next. And as far as like the locale they go to for the different, areas that, like, it's not stuff that you see. This movie is unique in a way that so many other action movies aren't. And again, it's hot. If you are a fan of any of the actors that we have named in this movie, you should watch it. And I mean, I feel like most of our audience would have seen this movie anyways, unless, they're really younger, because it is almost a 30-year-old movie at this point, but it holds up. It's got everything.
And Megan is horny for it.
Yeah. Mostly just for John Malkovich. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, number one, he's so smart, and his lines are delivered in such a dry, sinister overtone, but not like overwhelming where it's like it sounds like it's coming from shadow and like it's super deep, and like it's not like that. It's just really, really great. It's very intelligent. Like, there's this exchange between Cyrus and Johnny 23 near the beginning of the film. And Johnny 23, even though he is a serial rapist, he's called Johnny 23 because he's been convicted of raping 23 women. He has like a whole tattoo on his arm about it. It's whatever. And so Cyrus is sitting in a cell right behind him, and they're talking, and he's like, "Yeah, I know you, blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "You gonna be nice to me?" And he goes, "I actually don't really care for rapists. To me, you're somewhere between
a cockroach and the white stuff that forms at the corners of your mouth when you're thirsty."
When you're really, really thirsty. So good. Yeah, this movie is great. This movie has everything. Yeah, I don't have anything bad.
I'm so glad that this movie held up, because I haven't seen it in maybe 20 years, but I remember loving this movie when it first came out. I'm so glad that it held up and is still a watchable, enjoyable action movie. And if you're just looking for an enjoyable action movie, I can't recommend Con Air enough.
So, Elizabeth, what grade would you give this movie?
A+.
Absolutely. What would you give the Nick Caginess of it?
A+.
I agree.
And there are no churches desecrated. It's been a while since we've had a church desecrated.
That's fair. Maybe our next one we can get one. We'll see.
I don't know. You got anything else to add?
No, not right now. I don't think so. I think that we've covered. There's so much that happens in this movie. If we forgot something, let us know in the comments, I guess. But this movie is just so great. And I mean, we would love to hear, our listeners' experiences of it as well.
So that's it, listeners. Con Air, A+ experience. If you Want to kick us a few bones, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/notthebees. You can follow us on Instagram at notthebeespod, where we post a few pictures every week of the film that we're watching. And I'm just going to ride this high into the weekend. So
Me too.
that's it from me. I've been Elizabeth.
I've been Megs.
And we will catch you next week.
See ya.